Good morning from Bangkok. So the story I'm telling you today is about a guy that claimed to have been cured from his prostate cancer by smoking weed. I met this guy last week in a dinner that was organized by the leader of a political party that my friend joined before the elections. And even if the party didn't win and didn't get any seats in the parliament, but he wanted to thank all the people that helped him and organized and paid for this dinner in a very fancy restaurant in the outskirts of Bangkok. Like everyone could bring someone, and my friend brought me there together with his girlfriend, and it was great. I can't deny that free food and free dinner is already a great evening, and that's where I met this guy and this story. So, I mean, already when he arrived, because he arrived after we arrived, already, the way he came in, the way he dressed, it looked completely out of place. Um, it probably it fit more bikers, those Harley Davidson bikers gatherings more than a political party dinner. Long hair, the way he dressed with the jeans and jeans jacket, with stickers and so on. But what was more interesting was that he came with a backpack, and once he arrived, he opened the backpack and he started to take smaller bags from the bag and literally throw it on the tables to the people. I mean, it felt like fucking cocaine. I had to be honest, and I was bloody wondering what the hell was going on. So eventually, he came next to me and asked me if I wanted as well. So initially, I said no, 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 no. And but then curious, I asked, I said, what the hell is that? And literally was joints, was marijuana, marijuana that he grows, and they roll. He made it into cigarettes, and he was giving it as a gift to everyone. I mean, every bag probably there would be like, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 marijuana cigarettes. And so obviously I asked him why he was giving those for free like this, what was going on, and that's the story. That's an interesting story. So he spoke a really good English. So he lived in the States and before, and he was married with an American. Then they divorced, and he moved back to Bangkok, where he married again and had, I think, one or two kids. Until when he was 60, so that was 5 years ago, he tells me that they tell him to have prostate cancer. But what was worse was that he had 1 year to live. So he had no idea to do a chemotherapy. So he started to try, to find alternative solution, alternative medication for his cancer, because he said he spent every single day crying because he didn't know, any day could have been his last day. So they reached a point where he kind of realized that there was no point he would spend the days like this. So that's when he started, to search for an alternative, solution to chemotherapy that he absolutely didn't want to do. So after articles after articles, he find quite a few articles talking about the benefit of smoking marijuana for people with cancer. So not having anything to lose, what he does, he start to smoke. He start to smoke every day, every day, every day, until the point where he begins to feel better. He begins to feel better and better and better, to the point that 5 years later, he's still alive. So I asked him, like, but when you went back to do the checkup, like, does the cancer was still there? Does the cancer disappear? It is the funny things, because he tells me that he never went back to the checkup. After the last time he went to the hospital was when they told him that he had cancer and when he had to live. And because like smoking marijuana made him feel better, and he felt better and better, so he decided that he didn't care. He would not go back to see if the cancer is still there, if it's gone. He doesn't care. All he knows is that since he started to smoke, he felt good and healed, to the point where he now grows his own marijuana plants. I mean, okay, by the way, I forgot to say, in Thailand it's now legal. So you can smoke weed on the street. There are shops about marijuana. So it's a legal thing. That obviously brings always the side effects of it. I mean, I was back. Okay, for people that have been in Thailand, probably knows about Kao San Road. Kao San Road is a very famous area, close to a lot of temples, touristic attractions where all the backpackers normally stay. It's a lot of a hostel. And so I went back there just a few weeks ago, just to see how it was, what was new. And basically it now looks like a kind of like Asian Amsterdam. So that, I mean, Kao San Road had never been like that great, because anyway, it's normally full of bars and pubs where backpackers goes and get drunk. And but now it basically the pub's still there. Just basically it's marijuana shops everywhere. So what I can say is that it's like everything. I mean, in moderation, no problem. When you start to using those substances to anesthetize life pain, and then it becomes like any drug, useless and dangerous. So I mean, I don't mind, to smoke every now and then just to relax or to help to sleep, no problem. Same with alcohol. No, like having a drink every now and then to feel a bit, in a good mood, no worry. But, using it to try to forget about the life struggles, then anything of them, it become an issue. But okay, I mean, I'm not here to say that everybody is smoking non-stop, so I'm not saying that. I mean, I haven't seen people smoking non-stop. Yeah, they smoke, but it seems okay at the moment. It seems a bit like under control. But obviously, like I heard other stories about people being healed by marijuana. But it's true that I heard a lot of stories about other people being healed by other natural practice. Like one of my good friend that becoming vegan was healed by a serious illness that he had. I know like the most famous probably Louise Hay, that doing mindfulness, positive thinking, was healed by her cancer. But it's even true that I'm sure there are a lot of other people that actually died. So it's a very sensitive subject, because it seems like not everything, not for everyone, one thing fits all. And the same things like chemotherapy. Some people was helped, a lot of people still died. So what really helps with cancer? I don't have an answer. A lot of people says, like for any disease, that is believed that the main cause to be stress is to healing it with removing the stress with positive thinking. But I think we should focus more not how cure it, that is obviously very important, but how to prevent it. Because I strongly believe that stress is the main cause, is the number one cause for any disease. Stress, depression, it all weaken our immune system. And once the immune system is weakened, it will be vulnerable to any disease. My father would die for stress. That the stress that slowly developed in how they call it life, where basically half of the body paralyzed, and then eventually you can die of it. But all of that was caused by stress initially, and I can see it for myself. When I got sick, when is that I got sick? And that was always when I was stressed. If I was stressed, or if I had a prolonged length of time of depression. So negative states that did weaken my immune system and eventually developed in some sort of disease. So that's where we should focus, but we cannot expect that by the system we live in, because the system is the main reason of our daily stress. I mean, our society, it's made to keep us in a constant state of stress and fear. And we need to understand that we cannot find help and solution by the system that created this system to keep you sick. So you need to start to find the solution for yourself. Start to understand that everything starts from within. And you need to start to learn how to be able to be in the present moment, to reduce stress, to be able to defeat fear. Because you need to understand that when you are sick or you live constantly in fear, you are easily manipulated. And COVID is the perfect example of how easy it is to manipulate people's mind and emotions. So don't expect a change from the system, from ours, because that's, we are getting sick in purpose. We are in fear in purpose. It's all by design. So we needed to start to find a way, to learn how to control those negative emotions, because that's, I believe, is the main cause of any disease. And we needed to start to create our own communities. But everything can start only when we start to work with ourselves, within ourselves, and start to change within. As the only things I really strongly believe Nothing can change externally. Nothing can change. You can't, there is no point to change the external circumstances, because every event that is happening out there is started first from within. So you change within, you change the external. But first, we need to learn how to handle this daily stress that they put us since we are a child. We need to learn how to control those emotions of fear or sadness. Once we learn that, we can really start to see a change. Everything starts within, and quicker we start to realize that, and the quicker we're gonna see the change. Have a nice day.